Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, I'm talking about the 3 easiest ways to book social media marketing clients moving into 2019. These are ways that I've tested. These are things that I'm doing right now, and I just wanted to take this high-end information and just compact it into a quick video for you guys completely for free. I've got students right now using this information who are going out and booking massive retainers. One student even booking a $6K per month retainer this week into his agency. So these are high-level tactics. These are things that not everybody really talks about. I just wanted to give it to you completely for free in this video. Hopefully you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into it. I've prepared a quick presentation on this topic, the 3 easiest ways to get new SMMA leads. Let's go ahead and just dive straight into it. So first one is to build a funnel. Now, if you're not familiar with the concept of a funnel, well then, I'm not really sure why you're going into social media marketing in the first place, because a funnel is basically the process that you send a stranger or someone who slightly knows you through to turn them into a customer. And a funnel can be used to grow a business. It can be used to sell one-off services. It could also be used to get, obviously, social media marketing agency retainers. And this is what I teach my students time and time again. It works very, very well. As long as you know the niche that you're trying to serve and you know exactly what service you're bringing to that niche, then building a funnel is the easiest way to get people into your business paying you a monthly retainer. And now here's a basic funnel. So you see on the far left we have a Facebook ad. And the Facebook ad can just be a quick caption in a photo saying, are you a chiropractor trying to get more leads? Well, here's other chiropractors that we've worked with and the leads we've been able to get for them. If you're not already running a social media marketing agency, then you can find a blog post and link them to a blog post so they can see how effective Facebook ads can be, at which point you're not selling them on your agency, you're selling them on the process, right? If you don't have already existing case studies. Next is a lead magnet. You just give away maybe a PDF of some kind to teach them how to do it. And in that lead magnet, you just talk about how easy it is to do. And at the end, you say, if you want me to help you, book a call with me. On that phone call, you go for the close, right? So that's a basic funnel. Facebook ad to a landing page with a lead magnet on it. In that lead magnet, you invite them to a phone call, and then after that, you bring them to a close. Now, this is a super basic funnel. There's nothing advanced about this at all. This, however, will work a whole lot better than what a lot of people out there are doing, right? And this is because you're pre-qualifying the people that you reach out to. Now, another way you can do this is instead of offering them a phone call on the lead magnet, you can actually set up the lead magnet so that you get their phone number when they download the lead magnet, and then you can wait about 30 minutes to 45 minutes and then call them the second you see the lead magnet download come in. That also works really, really well because they're likely reading your lead magnet as they receive the call. And that gives you a lot of authority, and that makes it really, really easy to close those clients because you're building that authority with them. You're building that rapport with them in your lead magnet. Some of the things you want in your lead magnet are case studies if you have any, some personalized storytelling, just real quick who you are. You don't have to make the lead magnet about you. Just super quickly tell who you are and why you do what you do, then get straight into value. What you want to do is you want to present value in such a way where the business owner sees the value of the service, but also sees how big of a task it is to actually get themselves online and actually start running ads, growing their business digitally. And then they realize that they really want this to happen, but they don't know who to call. And then that's when you come in, you call them, or they call you, and you close them because you've built that authority with them through lead magnet. The lead magnet doesn't have to be a PDF. It can be a free course. It can be a series of YouTube videos. It can be a free consultation call if you're willing to spend a bunch of time calling people one-on-one, or you can also hire that out. There's a lot of ways to go about getting people into your agency, but this is one of my favorite ones because it just works time and time again, and there's so many ways you can tweak this and actually get it to work. And it's what I teach my one-on-one coaching students, and it's what I plan to teach in my course if I ever make one, which I'm not even sure if I ever will. So that's a basic funnel. Number 2, bring on a salesperson. So, you have a funnel, and I really like to do automated things that work for you while you're sleeping. A funnel is one, and a salesperson is another. So with a salesperson, I've sort of created a quick... So when it comes to getting a salesperson on board, it's actually a lot simpler than you may think it is. Some people might think they have to go through a bunch of, different systems and loopholes and they have to figure out the paperwork of all of it or whatever, but really it's nowhere near as complicated as you might think. For me, I literally just put out on my Instagram story, I said, hey, looking for a sales guy to work for my agency. I'll pay you commission based on the clients that I close that you send me. And all he's supposed to do is cold call for me, or cold email, or cold outreach in general, and I'm going to teach him how to be a good salesman. I'm going to teach him and train him through the programs that I've invested in how to be a good salesman. Now, that sounds like it's advanced, but it's really, really not. All you have to do is find somebody who can commit and then train them, or find somebody who's already trained and hire them. I'm going the first route because it's much cheaper, because somebody who's already trained is going to ask for a lot more commission. Whereas for me, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars in online education on the topic of sales and digital marketing and these things, and I'm going to train him from the ground up on how to be a good salesman, and then integrate him into my agency full time once he proves his worth through commission-based sales. And I hope that makes sense. That's a super simple process. Some of the ways you can find these people are sites like Upwork.com. The problem with Upwork is that you're finding already qualified people, and because they're already qualified, you have to pay them a lot more. What I recommend is just going to your network, your group of friends. The salesman that I'm training is actually an old friend of mine. He's followed me for forever and loves what I do. Followed me, followed my journey and really supported the entrepreneurial career that I've taken on. And just since I was like 14 years old, he's just had my back. And I said, look, dude, I would love to have you come in and try this sales job. And the great thing about using your friends is that you might think, oh, well, introducing business into my friends might be an issue. Well, if you set the stage in the front and say, look, here's the amount that I expect. If you're not able to meet that amount, I'm sorry, but I can't have you working with me. As long as you say that up front and you don't confront them with that later down the line, then you both agree to that, and there's no feelings hurt, and everything's fine, and you continue moving with your friendship. And it does take finding somebody with a bit of character. It does take finding somebody with a bit of, integrity in order to fulfill that role for you. But once you do, it's incredibly easy to get leads coming in the door. So to clarify for you what my salesperson's job actually is, all he's supposed to do is get me meetings with qualified businesses that actually need my services on my calendar. And on those meetings, I bring the business value, I help them, I show them what I know, and then I ask them if they'd like for my agency to work with them. And then I begin to develop that relationship throughout a couple of calls. I close them, I integrate them, and then I bring them into my business from there. And so he's going out there actually doing the research, finding these businesses. I'm teaching him what types of businesses I can and can't work with, and he's doing the rest of the work. Super, super easy. I highly recommend you do that. I'm paying him anywhere from 10 to 30% commission, and there's a couple of things that I look at depending on the business that decide what I actually pay him. And eventually, I just want to be paying him a monthly recurring fee plus that commission to keep him moving, even if, the business is a little bit down, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to slowly building these systems that work for you. So those are two ways. The final way is cold email, cold outreach yourself. And this is, the easiest way to get clients when you're just starting and you don't have any leverage at all. But it's also the hardest way to get clients in terms of the work involved. So if you are completely brand new to social media marketing, you've never landed a client, you don't have anybody paying you any money, and you have no reputation, nothing to leverage in your favor, then cold email and cold outreach is the only way that you can go. And some ways that I recommend cold outreach is, one, look into something called lumpy mail. And essentially what that is you're sending a piece of mail that isn't just a flat piece of paper. You include a small object in it that sort of fits and probably is some sort of a joke. Like, for example, you can include a miniature trash bin with a bag of fake money in it, and you can send that to a prospective lead with a note that says, you're throwing money in the can, I'd love to work with you and help you get your business on Facebook or something like that, right? And because it's got that little lump in it, their receptionist is going to send it straight to, the decision maker. It's going to go straight to the desk of somebody who actually decides where the money goes in the company, and that's what you want. Flat mail, bill-looking mail, letters just doesn't work. Lumpy mail is the best way to go. It's got a great conversion, and I highly recommend you look into that. I'll probably make a video on that sometime soon. As well, cold email is, again, far above cold calling, in my opinion. The reason why is because with cold email, number one, it's much more scalable, and number two, it's a lot easier to get personal on an email. On a phone, you're literally taking the time of the business owner or whoever answered the phone, and it's like seconds are ticking. You have to build rapport quickly, otherwise you're screwed, right? You have to very quickly know how to get in the door. You have to know exactly what to say. You have to know all these crazy sales tactics, and it's just too hard. It's just way too hard for a beginner, in my opinion. Cold calling is one of these things that I really only recommend you do if you're trying to grow your business and to become a better salesman at the same time. But if you're just trying to grow your business like I am, cold calling is kind of just freaky and there's no real reason why you have to do it. I would say cold email and lumpy mail is the easiest way to contact a business owner in terms of cold. You can also do Facebook Messenger. You can do Instagram DM. The student of mine who's booking that $6,000 a month client found him through Instagram DM and just reached out to him. I think the golden rule is that if you believe you can help somebody, find a way to contact them. There's really no more complex method than that. If you know you can help somebody, then find a way to contact them that will actually get you on the radar, and then offer them your services after you've brought them some value. It's really nowhere near as hard as people make it out to be, and I like to make things a lot more simple. The reason my students get results, the reason people who watch my channel get results, is because I don't overcomplicate things, and I really make things nice and simple, nice and streamlined. Things are only complicated when there's a barrier that we need to break through, and in order to break through that barrier, things have to get complex. But it really doesn't have to be complex. Frankly, the easiest way to build a business is off of just following 2 or 3 simple rules, merging them and following them for a couple of years, and then seeing where it takes you. You don't have to have this big pile of to-dos and things that you have to focus on and spread yourself thin across a bunch of different ideas and concepts and trainings. Just focus on, for social media marketing, just focus on finding businesses that you know you can help, bringing them value, and then offering them services after you've got the in. That's all you have to do. And from there, things are going to grow very, very, very quickly. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this brought some light to sort of the topic of how to get social media marketing clients. It's actually nowhere near as hard as people make it out to be, like I said. And I think a lot of people overthink the process and maybe get sort of scared. Something that you can always remember is, look, if you onboard a client that you don't feel like you're able to take care of, you can always outsource the work and cut into profit margins. If you find a client who's paying you $2,000 a month, and maybe that's a huge number for you, and they're asking something crazy of you and you don't really know how to handle it, get on Upwork, get on onlinejobs.ph, get on freelance websites, find contractors to do the work for you, and take only $1,000 of that home. There's nothing wrong with that. There's actually everything right with that. That's how you run a business. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.